Hello, listeners. This is Chris Frederick with the Stretch to Win Institute at stretch2win.com. I'm here with Aaron Porter, who is a former dancer, massage therapist, personal trainer, Pilates instructor of celebrities in LA, and last but not least, a fascial stretch therapist practitioner.
Yeah.
So I'm here with Aaron because he's accomplished so much in so little time with our training, with his career. Now he's on TV. So would you please share with us the exciting news?
Well, I have some very exciting news, and I've been holding the secret in literally for 3 months. I got cast in a game show called Divided, and not only the show called Divided, but it airs August 31st, and it gets around 500,000 viewers.
Wow.
That's 500,000 viewers. So I wanted to get the word out. And the interesting thing is I have a very interesting story because when I got cast in this, they wanted to know, what do you do? What do you do in LA? They brought me in for the audition, and they knew that they were looking for somebody smart, witty, thinks really fast on their feet. And I went in, I knocked it out of the park. And then they were like, okay, what do you do for a living? So, as we mentioned, I do many, many, many different things.
Right.
And so I told them, I was like, I'm a personal trainer. I felt very confident with that statement. And the casting director immediately like went to the side of the camera and he was like, no, you're not. And I'm like, uh, I was like, yes. He goes, no, no, no. He goes, we have too many personal trainers. There are so many in LA. And I go, yeah, but they're not me. And he goes, that might be true. He goes, but we can't have you say it. So we're gonna have you say something else. He goes, what else can you say that you do? And I said, well, I'm a Pilates instructor. He goes, no. He's like, take three. He's like, we're gonna have to do something else. Now, I'm also a massage therapist, and in my back of my brain, I was like, I don't know if I want to promote myself as a massage therapist. It just didn't really have a strong ring to it. So I said massage therapist, and it kind of was in the back of my mind, and this became a story. So I wanted to actually backtrack a little bit because I've been doing FST since February. And the huge, huge thing with FST, fascial stretch therapy, is it changed my business.
Hmm.
I have a lot of clients that I train with 3 times a week. As soon as I got back from studying in Arizona, I did fascial stretch therapy on my first client, did a full 60-minute session, and my client was like, this is amazing. You work with me doing Pilates 3 times a week. I need 4 sessions. I need 3 Pilates, 1 FST. I said, wonderful. I said, that's great. She goes, can you work on my husband tonight? And I said, I'm actually working already tonight. She goes, Tuesday night. So instantly changed my schedule, changed everything. All my clients now do FST.
Nice.
Nice. It's so great. And it links in perfectly with everything else.
Hmm.
We're now building everything together, which is great. So I said to one of my clients who's a physician, I brought up that I saying I'm a massage therapist, and she instantly said to me, she goes, everyone's telling me no. She said, don't say you're a massage therapist. She goes, you're so much more than that. She goes, I want you to tell them you're a fascial stretch therapist. Because she goes, I think it's great. You should say that. So I go back to the callback and immediately I say, can I change to fascial stretch therapy? Fascial stretch therapist. And instantly the casting director was like, what is that? So it brought me into opening up, back and forth with this casting director. He stands all day. I can see him standing. He's always rummaging through things. So I told him how it actually improves posture, state of well being, stress, all that wonderful stuff. So I was like, this is going to be great. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to knock it out of the park with this audition. I'm going to knock it out of the park by saying what I do for a living. Winning combination, win win. So anyway, I got casted um, in Divided. So, and we filmed probably around 3 months ago.
It makes you wonder. I mean, if you were just another trainer, they're like, oh, it's not going to work for us. You passed
Yeah,
the audition because you're an FSC practitioner.
I know what everybody, the thing that was so great is when they talk about elevator speeches or telling what you do, they always remind you, have a good expression on your face, light up. The key thing is whenever I say fascial stretch therapy, the person I'm speaking to lights up because it already sparks their attention and they
Yeah.
actually want to know more. And I immediately, based upon the information I've already been given, I can already segue in how it will help them.
Oh, yeah.
So that was great. Now, this is key because this is going to go into my story, which is amazing. So they were like, you're going to come to the Sunset Las Palmas Studios and you actually are going to do a film day. You're going to be there for 8 hours, so on and so forth. The hilarious thing is, I already work on that lot. I work with Raven Simone. Raven Simone left The View maybe 6 months ago, and now she actually has her own show on Disney Channel. Watch, it's Fridays. Um, Fridays, it gets around 3.5 million viewers, so tune in. Great show. And I stretch with her on Fridays on shoot days. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we do Pilates, and then we do 60 minutes of fascial stretch therapy, literally getting her in the zone. It's game day before a live studio audience. She does a lot of physical comedy, so it works well with her. Anyway, I'm already on the lot every single day. Now, today, which is a Wednesday, I actually go film Divided. And everybody wanted to know, what is fascial stretch therapy? So more casting directors, more executives, so on and so forth, coming up and asking information about me. I do the dry run. They immediately send me to film the first episode.
Awesome.
They have like 30 people, and they don't take everybody. So we had to do a dry run, so on and so forth. So I already filmed it. I posted this on Facebook and Instagram, and everybody is like wishing me luck. I've already filmed it. I can't say much about the episode, so you're going to have to tune in.
Right. Well, we'll all be watching, those who follow me, and I'll spread the word certainly. So in a nutshell, what do you have to do on the show? Because people haven't seen it.
You have to juggle a lot of things. So for those of you who haven't seen it, it's like a combination of Survivor. It's it's almost like Jeopardy, I would say. Let me just kind of say, you have four strangers that have never met each other.
Yeah.
So you can't talk to anybody the whole time. And basically you walk on stage and people walk down the stairs and they introduce everybody and they start asking you trivia questions, which they time. Now you have a bank of money and you're trying to keep as much money in the bank as possible. We have to agree. It might be a very simple question, like for security, Americans want 2 out of 3 things. It is a gun, a guard dog, and a security system. Now 2 out of the 3. So for security, so Chris, tell me real quick, what would be 2 out of the 3? You have a gun, security guard, and you have a dog. What are the 2 things that Americans most want?
A dog and a security system.
Okay, listen, it's a gun and a security system. We're talking about America, and
Oh,
you'd get it wrong. Now we have to have a discussion. So
I'm out.
it's a lot of, you're out. Now the thing is you can also take over. So if I don't like what you're saying, I can buzz in, chime in, so on and so forth. So it's juggling a lot of different things. Now the key is everybody wants to know, did you win? Did you win? Did you win? And I can't reveal that I did, but I like to say that I actually already won. And the reason why I like to say that is because when the show was done, and you're going to have to tune in to see if I actually won the show, but when the show was done, Mike Richards, I'm 42 years old, he's 42 years old as well. He shook everybody's hand along the panel, said, thank you so much for coming, thank you so much for coming, thank you so much for coming, comes to me and says, thank you so much for coming, I have to tell you something. And I said, what? And he said, look, he goes, I'm executive producer on the show. I'm host on the show. I'm executive producer also on The Price is Right. I'm executive producer also on Let's Make a Deal. He goes, my hamstring is driving me crazy. He goes, I played the celebrity Dodger game and I had to run from first base to second base. And I literally have some issues that kind of aren't going away. And I said, boy, you're talking to the right person. So anyway,
That is spectacular.
spectacular and hitting it out of the park. And
It also makes me think that it can possibly open up another opportunity. It makes me think of what I used to do. I was backstage working with the ballet, working with the Arizona Ballet here when I moved, and they always had a physical therapist. That's what I was back then.
right, yep,
Backstage for emergencies or anything or preparation for the show
absolutely,
beforehand. So I would do stretching and deep tissue work and corrective taping, blah, blah, blah. And then I stayed about 1 hour into the show just in case I needed to be there for an emergency or something happened because I'm trained. But
right.
I was just thinking, these other shows are very physical. People are going to get tweaked or hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And so these people need to be training. They may be doing weightlifting, but they're not getting fascial stretch therapy.
That's right.
And
That's
that's
right.
huge for being able to prepare yourself, body, mind, and spirit for the show.
Exactly. And the thing is what happens, and I was talking this actually literally with Raven. She does a lot of physical comedy on the show. And one thing that's difficult is when you have the crew worrying about the shots.
Right.
Sometimes it's very hard to remember what the performers are going through. They're going through a lot. Actually, Raven even hired me to actually help with the stunt coordinator. So the stunt coordinator would give feedback, I would give alignment feedback, and then when we would have more of a break, I would do fascial stretch therapy on her, and I also would do fascial stretch therapy on the other younger co-stars, just to re-stretch them because they were in a fixed position for like 2 hours
Yeah.
and not a good thing. So she's executive producer on that show. And she's just like literally, she goes, I need you. You know my body. You know you're a performer. You know what these guys need. Can you come on Thursday? I said, absolutely.
Everybody needs it. The guys behind the camera need it because they're fixed for such a long time, and the people on stage need it. So I see a whole opportunity for your colleagues in FST to, start helping people in TV, on TV, in Hollywood, and wherever.
Well, the thing is it's a pretty big studio. Somebody also said that I should introduce myself to the executive producer of another TV show on Disney Channel called Casey Undercover. Luckily, I've already taught him. He just didn't know I worked on the set. Also, in my Olympic Adidas outfit, this I wanted to wear this because this is what I wear when I show up. So this is my jacket. And the thing is it's red, you can see. But if I turn to the back,
Oh, I love it.
so fascial stretch therapy. Because the thing and I'm also Body by Aaron is my company. You're always a walking billboard. And I always feel if you advertise what you do, it gives somebody a reason to actually come up to you and ask you a question or say something. So it's even though I have amazing business cards, it's not necessary to hand out business cards and talk. Like literally, I'll be at Starbucks and people will go, "What is that you do?" So on and so forth. And this is why I want to get the promotion out because 500,000 people are going to hear about me, Body by Aaron, fascial stretch therapy, and people are going to Google and want to know more about what this is. So I think the name opens the door. Um, we have a ton of people that do fascial stretch therapy all around the world. So I was like, if we're getting views of 500,000, I was like, that Google search is going to kind of hopefully spike because a lot of people are going to want to know.
Honestly, I am so proud of you of where you started with us, where you are now. You were already well established in LA, of course, but obviously, as you said, this is taking your business to a whole nother level. Your practice, your ability to get people totally better or
Yep,
maintain it.
right.
And then you're working on a psychological level with these people because you're doing game day readiness.
Yeah, you're doing game day readiness. And the other thing, which is really key, I work with a lot of people that are CFOs, I work with doctors. The opposite end, which is what I found, because when I did level one, my parents have a home in Mesa.
Huh.
And I literally would go home and eat dinner. And after level one, because I remember Anne saying this, I was exhausted because it was so much parasympathetic. So that's another thing too, which I like. The opposite end is I am teaching clients to let go, and I'm literally letting them know how to bring themselves several levels down. And that's imperative for people that are CEOs, CFOs. All my clients are almost type A.
Hmm.
And they know, and I kind of have a menu of services. Sometimes they'll come in and I'm ready to do a hardcore Pilates session. And they're like, you know what? I would rather, and I have my table with me all the time. Can we do fascial stretch therapy? I said,
Mm.
absolutely. And they say, you know what? I have a doctor who is actually one of the best plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills. He sometimes has to do 6 hours of surgery. And my job as a fitness professional is to keep him functional,
Hmm.
keep him at his best. So Body by Aaron is the 360 approach to fitness, and FST is that very essential tool that keeps my clients healthy, mobile, recovery momentum. So we're ahead of the game. So we have everything kind of all lined up for a plan of attack. And I'm so excited because October is coming up. I'm doing level two. I'm all ready to go for the medical in April. So everything is, I don't know. It just is. It fits like a hand in glove. So I thank you so much. Thank Anne again for me because we haven't touched base since, but things are really going great, and it's an exciting thing to talk about the game show. It's exciting to talk about FST. It's just fun to spread the news.
Well, the excitement, Aaron, is palpable. I feel it right through the screen here. And I want to really congratulate you on all of your accomplishments.
Thank you.
We'll all be following you and watching you on the show, Divided on Game Show Network
So
coming
you
up.
can follow me on Instagram, Body by Aaron, because if that
Perfect.
changes, I'm also going to put that in. So Simple Body by Aaron on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff.
Is that where they reach you for appointments? You take appointments?
Oh, very, very good. I'm also bodybyaron.com. I got
Okay.
a .com, yes. And if you want to reach me, you can reach me at info@bodybyaron.com. We might also want to do a part 2 interview.
We
So
will.
we will, after you see the show, which people are like, there's nothing on TV. And I'm like, there will be August 31st, and you'll want to TiVo it. My client Raven was like, you might take over the show. You might be better than the host. And and we'll see.